So as Mohammad Amir gets ready to return to Test arena, here are contrasting opinions offered by various cricket pundits. Michael Atherton is in favour of Amir's return, saying 5 years out of the game and going to jail is a heavy punishment. I have some sympathy for him. But another former England player, David Lloyd, is of the opinion match fixers, spot fixers should be banned for life. Nasser Hussain feels Amir made one wrong decision, but should he pay for the rest of his career? He doesn't think so. Kevin Peterson, though, contradicts Hussain, saying any sportsman caught fixing should be banned for life. Michael Holding, too, is open to Amir playing Test cricket again. According to the West Indian legend, people have committed murder, served their term and found themselves back in society. What Amir did is minor in comparison. Though former England pacer Dominic Cock disagrees, he says, I think if you've been found guilty of spot fixing or any sort of cheating in sport, life ban. That would be my way of stopping it. Sachin Tendulkar has spoken in favor of Amir, saying he has served his sentence and now able to play. But Graham Swarm feels this is a man who crushed the morality of the game. He should have been banned for life. Okay, various different opinions. I'm joined by two former India cricketers in Atul Wassan and Aakash Chopra on the show. Atul, I'll start with you, and you feel that it's fine for Amir to be playing international cricket. Why?
Well, I think it's a wonderful story. The guy paid for his crimes and he's back, and the wise men have decided that this was the quantum of punishment. Who are we to judge? And I've got nothing but contempt for the people who are saying otherwise, because here's a lovely story. That means that the correctional system in the world, the laws and the courts will fail if people keep on questioning what is the quantum of punishment is enough for a particular crime. King Solomon wanted an eye for an eye. Then we've got capital punishment. People oppose that also. But now ICC decided, then the guy went to prison as well and he was given a 5-year ban. The guy is back. We should be, very happy that the system has worked, and this shows that if you commit a mistake, then there's a way back for you. And I think I'm shocked at some of the cricketers saying otherwise.
Okay, Aakash is one such cricketer who feels otherwise. Aakash, you heard Atul's view on that. You think it's not fine for Amir to be playing international cricket again? Why?
Because it's not about Amir, it's about people who fix matches, who sell their country, who are morally challenged, and they've been weaker and they've been shown weaker. Atul, you've had your say, let me finish. So the point I'm trying to make here is that you have to make a statement. If somebody has been found for fixing and has been punished, that punishment in my book and in my personal book is not enough. My fact is that you got to ban him for life, in fact expunge his record so that there is a black spot, and make a case, make a right precedent that nobody else actually walks that path. Because while it's perfect, life gives you a second chance, why shouldn't it? But it doesn't have to be cricket, Nikhil and Atul, because you can go and find livelihood elsewhere. And I think later on the show we'll have a graphic ready as well, that if there is a guy who's been found a pedophile and he's been punished for that crime, he's in jail, he comes back a reformed man, but will you actually make him the gatekeeper of a creche, or will you actually have your kids babysit by that guy? Ask that question, you'll have the answer.
Okay, great analogy there by Aakash. He says, okay, you catch a pedophile, he serves his sentence. Will you then make him the guardian or or looking after the creche? Atul, he says, okay, fine, second chance, all right, but why the second chance in cricket? He should be given a second chance in something else.
You know, a person who is not sent through the first stone, it's very easy to sit on a high pedestal and say things like this. When somebody has gone through it, people have gone to jail for bowling a no ball in a club franchise game. And people who were fixing matches in '99 were let off, and most of them are back in honors in society. Some of them became member of parliament. Some of them are cricket analysts sitting with Aakash Chopra and giving all that gyan. They're back, and they were the ones who were fixing matches. Nothing happened.
So
this guy actually went through the system.
Okay, we're not looking at other examples. You're not looking at other examples.
Nikhil, let me just come in. Nikhil.
Okay, go ahead, Aakash. You wanted to respond.
Actually, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that Atul is actually mentioning it, because he's absolutely right. Two wrongs won't make a right for starters. And two, yes, there should not be a way back. It's not just about the ICC, it's not about the BCCI. BCCI, of course, has a very strict code. They will not allow tainted cricketers to be back in the management. But then what about the country? What about the media? There should not be a way back for these cricketers to earn a livelihood from a sport that they malign, because the next generation, because that 99 fixers, if they were found guilty and if they're back into mainstream media, that's where the next generation feels that it's absolutely fine. There is a way back. There should never be a way back.
Okay, Aakash, I'll go back to Atul now. Atul, so you said because others have been allowed back, so should Amir be. So is that your argument? Because others have been, so he should be? Or do you independently feel that Mohammad Amir should be allowed back into cricket?
No, I'm saying, I'm questioning the timeline. You know, those were the early days of innocence. Most of the matter was, obscured in ambiguity, and people never admitted to it. There was no system in place where they could have been charged because the laws were not in place. Even this happened in England because they had laws and they went to court and they went to prison. If this happened anywhere else in the world, this wouldn't have happened. I'm so glad it happened. Once it happened, then ICC kicked in. First, the criminal part takes care of it. Then the ICC took charge that they have been banned. They have been given a license. Now, who are we to question? We should question the ban at that time. But once the person has gone through the ban and come back, this topic should not be discussed at all. Period. And and layman, I don't care about. But the players questioning is bad.
Okay. Let me go back to Aakash. Aakash, we heard another expert. We showed different cricketers saying different things. I think Michael Holding it was who mentioned that, you know, people go to jail for murder and then they're allowed back in society. Amir's crime was not as bad as murder. Let's say a gentleman was to murder his wife, go to jail, serve, let's say 20, 25 years, come back. You wouldn't stop him from getting married for the second time, would you?
No, you wouldn't. But then that will be solely the responsibility of the woman who's willing to marry him. We are talking about a sport which actually tends to put morality and ethics, and gentleman's sport is the tag that we carry, and we actually wear it on our sleeve. So then there are certain things that are outside the purview of the law as well. Of course, the law would dictate, okay, 5 years is enough. He's been to jail and all of that. But then would it happen to someone who actually was found guilty in India? Would he be allowed to play back? No, he won't be. So that's BCCI's stand, that they want to do it a certain way. Pakistan cricket is obviously doing it a different way. So there are no rights or wrongs, and it's not. It is a grey area of sorts. So there has to be an individual opinion, and my opinion is that you got to punish the guilty and just make an example. We are not making enough examples, and we are paying the price.
Okay,
Nikhil,
go ahead, Atul.
Yeah. No, you said murder. You know, I mean, again, we are talking semantics here. Murder could be homicide, murder could be manslaughter, murder could be premeditated. And for God's sake, it was a no-ball bowled. It was not fixing the outcome of the match. So murder has got degrees also. And considering those degrees, we should not be discussing what is the quantum of punishment when the ICC and the wise men have already devised the punishment level. Once that's done, it's set in stone. We should not be going back and discussing that. That's my point.
Okay, let's talk about the current scenario. Has there been some sort of hypocrisy in the way the media has reported? I'll take this question to Aakash. Aakash, you know, I read an article on the BBC before Amir was coming, and they referred to him as a criminal in their article. Even some other big publications in the UK have referred to him as a criminal. However, when they mention someone like, let's say, an American athlete in Justin Gatlin, he was caught for doping, served his time 2 years out, but when he comes back, they don't refer to him as tainted. Is there some sort of a hypocrisy by the Western media when it comes to an athlete of Asian origin?
100% I agree with you, because when we talk about Lance Armstrong, he was everybody's hero. We all read his books, and now when some reportage has been done, you don't really refer to him as a criminal. Of course, he also did something that he shouldn't have done, and that's been proven. He's been found guilty. So Amir has also done the same thing. So yes, in that respect, there has been hypocrisy. He's been targeted, which is definitely uncalled for. But then as far as personal opinions are concerned, whether it's Graeme Swann, Kevin Peterson, or Michael Arthur, or Nasir Hussain, I'm sure they're entitled to one.
Well, absolutely. Final word to Atul there. Atul, I'm going to talk about that hypocrisy there. We've seen it in cricket. Shane Warne came out, accepted that he took money for exchange of information. We don't refer to Shane Warne as a tainted cricketer. You'd never read that in the media. However, Amir, I know it's a different case, but it's at the end of the day some sort of corruption. He's referred to as a tainted player. There is that hypocrisy that exists.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting my neck out there and sound a bit racist, but it's a white man's burden. If you see the media, you got to see which kind of media, what part of the world it comes from. And I think if it's against an Asian country, then obviously the views are skewed anyway. So I think this extra pressure by British media on Amir is a tragedy, and I think and former players are adding the fuel to the fire.
Okay, Atul, Wassan, Aakash, Chopra, out of time, but thanks so much for joining us, sharing your personal opinion. That's exactly what we're looking for, different opinions, and every man has a right to his opinion. What it has done is that it's added a lot of fuel to the fire for the test match that's coming up. Let's hope for some good cricket.